Hello and good evening. I'm your host, Sterling McKinley. I'm a digital marketing expert, and what I do is I help companies just like yours. What? Get online. And get online what? To make more sales, to get more customers, and be more competitive. So tonight, I'm so happy to be here speaking with you. Once again, this webinar, this training is brought to you by the U.S. Black Chambers and also the good folks at Grow with Google. So once again, thank you for being here tonight. Let's get into it. Tonight, we're talking about something very important, something that's kind of basic, but a lot of companies still are lacking that. We're talking about how to establish a professional domain, website, and email for your business. Very important. Why? Because the way you look to your clients is everything. So tonight we're talking about that. I know it's kind of one-on-one stuff, but trust me, if you don't have professional website, email for your business, you're missing out. So tonight we're gonna walk you through all the steps and all the ways that you can use Google's tools, products, and services to get that for your business. So let's get started. All right. As always, I like to start off being interactive because once again, this webinar is about you. It's not about me. So if you're ready to get started and ready to learn more about how you can use Google's tools, products, and services to make more money, type Elevate in the chat box below. Once again, if you're ready to get started, type in Elevate in the chat box below. I'll give you a few seconds. Once again, if you're ready to get started, type in Elevate. I'll spell it out for you. Elevate. Elevate. Got a few comments here. Elevate. Elevate. Appreciate that. All right, let's get started. So, once again, tonight we're talking about how you can establish a professional domain, website, and email for your business. Once again, this is really basic, but it's important because it's about communication. And, you know, I think that companies, they struggle for a lot of reasons, but primarily because of marketing and communication. So, having your website, having your email, having the domain, they're basic, but they are foundational. And if you don't have those things in place, it can hold you back. Why? Because it's all about looking more professional to your potential customer. The more professional you come off, you can appear, what? The greater chance that they're going to do business with your company. So tonight, we're going to talk about that. And also, it's so important because we're now living in this virtual digital world. Most people now, the first experience they have with your business is what? Is going to be online. It's going to be going to your website. It's going to be doing a Google search, going to your domain name. It's going to be getting email from you. So once again, that first interaction, that first communication, it has to be professional. It has to be polished. If not, you can lose your customer in that very early stage. So, first off, a domain name gives your business credibility online. It does. So, if you don't have a domain name, if you have XYZ123 at .com, that's not professional. But if you have your name, if you have Suther's Baking or SterlingMcKinley.com or Google.com, that's a business. That's credible. People want to see your business name in your domain name address. That means so much to establishing your credibility. And not only that, you want your email, you want your website, your domain, what, to all match. So you shouldn't have an address at Yahoo or at Gmail. Not Gmail is okay, but still Gmail is fine. But you still want a business address. So having your business name in all your communication is so important. So once again, a bonus, having the domain name makes you more professional. So having a Gmail address is great. This is a Google sponsored training, so that's awesome. But if you're in business, you want to have a professional domain that lists your business name. Why? Because if I'm emailing your business, I don't want to feel like I'm talking just to one person. No, I want to feel like I'm talking to an established business owner. And one way to do that is by having your domain name be professional. So once again, You want your business domain name. So you want Phil at whatever your business name is.com. That's what you want to have. So tonight's agenda, it seems long, but trust me, it's going to go very fast. We're talking about a few very important topics. So first, we're going to establish what is the domain name. I know it sounds basic, but we're going to break down what is the domain name. We're going to talk about how to choose a domain name, also how to register and buy the domain name, quickly how to build a website using Google Sites, also how to set up business email for your company, and then we're going to have a recap, and I'm going to give you resources to where you can find more information. Okay, let's go. So, what is a domain name? What is a domain name? You hear that all the time. Let's break it down for you. So, think of your domain as your online address to your website. It's how people can visit your website. Simple as that. Think about it as an online phone number. That's all it is. What do people type in to call you? What do people type in online to find your business? That's what a domain name is. And once again, you want to have a domain name that's professional, that has your business name in there. Why? Because they're not going to a personal site, they're going to a business site. So you need to have a domain name that is professional and not personal. So, once again, I'm going to break it down. A domain name, a website, and a URL are not the same thing. So, what is a URL? Basically, a URL is a complete web address, including the domain name that access your website. So, sample you see right here is www.sistersbakery.com. Great. Domain name, what is that? What comes after the www dot and the address, that is the domain name. So, once again, Sisters Bakery is the domain name. And what is your website? The website, people come to find your business. So once again, when they type in sistersbakery.com, they'll come to this, and that's your website. But once again, you see how all the information it connects. It's the same. The website's the same. The store name's the same. The URL's the same. All those things should match for your business. Why? Because it means that you're more professional. So I'm going to slow down some. I feel like I'm talking a lot. I want to just say it again that this training is all about you, all about answering your questions and your comments. So if you have any questions about getting a website, a domain, a URL, email, now is the time to ask those questions. All you have to do is type your questions in the box below. I'll stop, I'll pause, and I'll be sure to answer your question in as much detail as I have. Once again, any questions, drop those questions in the comment box and I'll answer your questions. Okay, so what are the reasons for registering a custom domain for your business? One, for search. Once again, when people go online to Google and do a search, they might type in your business name. They're not typing in Sterling McKinley. They're typing in Diversified Digital, name of my company. So once again, that's the way that people can find you. Also, it's about branding. And you want your domain name, your website, your email, the name of your business, all is a brand. So think about it as a brand and think about to a customer when they see things that are different, it kind of draws a red flag. So being consistent about who you are, especially when it comes to having your website and URL, is very important. Next, it's professional. Once again, it's sending a cash app, something like that is kind of so. But when you want to have a business, you have to be professional. I'll feel a lot safer if I go to a website that has your business name instead of your personal name. Next, it gives you access to tools, so people can come to your website and find you that way. So once again, it's so important to register for a personal, professional domain name because it means so much for your business. And I'm going to give you one tip, one hack real quick. It's not in the slides. I'm going off something. So addition to buying your business name as a domain name, also what you can do is buy your name as a domain name. Why? Once again, it's all about branding. It's all about owning your profile online. So about 9 years ago, I bought sterlingmckinley.com. sterlingmckinley.com, I own that. So if you were to go to Google right now, let's show you. If you go to Google and you'll type in my name, Sterling McKinley. There we go. Guess what? The first listing you see is my website. So if you type in Sterling McKinley, the first thing you see is sterlingmckinley.com. So once again, that's something that I would encourage. Even if you already have a website for your business, have a personal website address. And this site address, mine for instance, it goes to my main website where you can learn more about me and what I do. But also, if you don't have a website, what you can do is link that domain name to your LinkedIn page. So right here, this is my LinkedIn page. So even if I didn't have a website, I could link my personal URL, personal domain to my LinkedIn profile. Why? Because it's all about that branding. It's all about owning who you are. So people may search for your business name and they may also search for your name. And especially in business, your customers, man, they're PIs, they're private investigators. Before they call you, they're looking you up. They're looking up your business. They're looking at your personal name. They want to see who you are. So when it comes to that personal branding, especially if you're in a service business or like myself, a B2B business, having personal URL and having a LinkedIn page is going to be so important for your business. So once again, that's a little hack. Don't tell anybody, but once again, buying your name as a domain name. And if you don't have a website, that's fine. But what you can do is you can link um, that domain name to your LinkedIn profile. All right, next let's talk about choosing a domain name. This is very important because I've seen a lot of domain names look crazy, but you want one that's professional and that represents your company well. So the goal is not to be perfect, all right? Because now it's getting harder and harder to find a domain name. Why? Because a few years back it was easier, but now everybody's online. So you may have to get really creative to find a domain name. You may have to. So right now, if you want to get find sterlingmckinley.com, that's gone. You have to have some variation of that to get that name. But you may have to get creative. But once again, if your business name is not available, don't worry about it. So it's better to have an average domain name than have no domain name at all. So once again, if you can't find phildunn.com, fine. Buy thephildunn.com. You may have to kind of change it some, but get what you can get as close as possible to your business domain name. So some things to take in mind when buying a domain name. First, keep it short and simple. Once again, you don't want something too long because people want to type in, a whole sentence to find you. It should be one, two words, maybe three, but short and to the point. Next, you want to use the keywords in brand names. So once again, if you sell a bakery, you would include bakery in your domain name. Why? Because that's related to what you do, and that will help you come up higher in Google search. Next, you want to consider alternative domain names. So once again, philipdunn.com may be bought. Philip, buy your name as the domain name. But if it is, guess what? I can try philipdunn.net, .org, or anything like that. So once again, you want to have a .com because that's like the number one extension, the one that's most recognized. But if you have to, buy .net, buy a dot. There's so many now. There's .co, .io. There's so many things you can buy. Yeah, Tiffany, thank you. That's right, Tiffany. Buy your name too as a domain name. Do that tonight. That's a very savvy, strategy you can do to brand yourself. All right, so let's move on. So once again, I said keep it short. What does that mean? So lengthwise, shorter names are easy to type, easy to remember. It's like sometimes on the radio, I hear people give out phone numbers, companies. People don't remember phone numbers, but I'll remember your business name or your web address if it's short and simple. So once again, 2 to 3 words is kind of the max length you want. Also, it should be simple. Get something that's easy to spell, easy to remember. Don't use really complex words are hard to spell. Make it simple so people can easily recall it. So those are some tips on picking a better domain name. Once again, shorter and sweet. Short and to the point is always best to go when choosing a domain name. Also, once again, use keywords. So help people find your business in search and the way to recognize you at a glance. So having your keywords in there, like bakery, like accountant, lawyer, those are all great to have. Also, if you can, include your business name, your product, services, or location. So that may be uh, uh, Tammy's Bakery in NYC, something like that. And also think about your brand. Once again, you want to include your brand name to stand out. And also to gain recognition and also to create website visits. Once again, because if I'm seeing your name and that domain name, to me, I'm saying, wow, that's official. I want to go to that website and find more. So once again, be sure when possible to use domain names, use keywords in brand names in your website. Also, once again, right now it's getting very hard to find domain names. So finding a .com may be hard, but go past that. There's so many. So if .com is gone, you can have .academy, .zone, there's .basketball, .store. There's so many. There's .net. So just don't stop at that. Find something also that you can have. And also now you can pick domain names that describe what you do. So there's like sports, there's basketball, all that stuff. If you can't find .com, find something that's closer to your business name. And once again, getting a .net or .com is not that big of a difference. But if you can, definitely buy that .com business name. So let's pause. I'm talking a lot here. I'm getting a little dry in my throat. Let me get a sip. That's better. So I want to know, how am I doing? This webinar so far, we're about halfway through. But is this helpful? If it is, type 5. If it's not helpful, if so, give me a 1 or give me a 0. So once again, is this webinar helpful? Let me know if this webinar is helpful to you. If it is helpful, give me a 5. If it's so, give me a 0. Okay, Tiffany says 5. Thank you, Tiffany. Appreciate that. Got Deborah. Deborah says 5. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anybody else wanna chime in on the five trend here? By the way, I only take 5s and 4, so it's not a 5 or 4. I don't want to hear it. Once again, I have a 5. Buy my domain name today. Yes, it is a low cost way to brand yourself, and you know we'll talk about it later. But you're paying $10, $12 a year for that domain name. Buy that domain name not only for your business, but also your name as a domain name, because there's so much benefits in having that. All right. Next, we're going to talk about how to register a domain name with Google Domains. Now, there are so many ways that you can buy domain names online, but tonight, of course, we're talking about Google products and services. So, we're going to talk about how to use Google Domains. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to Google Domains and you want to sign up for a domain name. So, pretty easy. The first step you want to do is simply go to Google and do a search for Google Domains. And when you do that, um, click on the first link here, and you can see if your domain name is available. So let's type in my name. Let's try Sterling. See if that's available. I'm pretty sure that's gone. I know it's gone. Um, Yeah, Sterling McKinley is gone. Only dot I see use available. I never heard that before, but the cool part about, let me zoom in here some, um, is Google will also give you alternatives. So if you can't find one, Google will give you alternatives. So it's saying that .net, .org, .info is gone. But also, if you scroll down here under suggested names, it'll give you some options. DonaldSterling.com. I don't want that name. But that site is very expensive. That's $3,000 for Donald Sterling, and I don't want that name. But you have sterlingsilver.co.uk. All these variations of the name Sterling. So if your domain name is not available, Google will try to give you some automated names. And even if your name is you don't find one of these alternatives that are worth of you buying, fine, just guess. You can type in as many domain names as you want, and Google will tell you which domain names are available and which ones are. But that's funny though, Donald Sterling. Yeah, I don't want that email. So it's pretty easy to do. So let's go back to the slides, give you some more instruction. So once again, go simply to Google Domains to buy your domain. What are the benefits of having Google domains? So once again, there's a lot of places you can buy domain names from, but Google offers domain forwarding. So like I said before, you can buy a domain without a website. So you can buy a domain and you can forward that domain, let's say, to your LinkedIn profile. Next, it's secure. That's important. So when you're buying a domain name, that is secure. So if you do build a website on that, it'll be encrypted and all that stuff. So you know that little lock icon you see on the top of your browser, that's important because visitors want to know that your site is secure. That when they see your information, that when they're buying something on your website, their information is secure. Also with that, there's security and privacy. Next, again, Google integration. So Google is amazing because once you get into Google, all of Google works with that. So once you have a Google domain, you can use the same login you have for your Gmail, your YouTube, everything. So it's great to have all of those services under one roof. Also, clear pricing. Most domains of Google cost $12 a month, and that's flat. If you go with some services, they may offer you a really low fee to start, and the next year is $24 or $40. But from my knowledge, Google Domains is always $12 each year. So that makes it that much affordable when you can count on being charged the same amount every year for your domain name. So once again, I'll just show you how to do this. You want to just go to Google Domains right here. You want to type in the domain name you want. You want to hit search, and it'll give you option to have that. Step three, I already showed you that. Once you see your domain name that you want, it's pretty easy. So let me go back to my screen here. All you have to do, let's say I did want sterlingknight.net. I'll just have to hit this shopping cart icon, and now it would be added to shopping cart. If I wanted to buy that, I'll just hit go to my cart. I could then fill out my information, and then I would buy it. And the cool thing too is, if you can, I would buy multiple years because you're going to get charged the same amount every year. But it's easier if you sign up for it and you get it all at once. So if you have the money, I will buy 4 or 5 years. That way, for 4 or 5 years, you have your domain name, and that way you get charged once instead of every year. But also make sure you click this tab here. This says auto renew is on. So if you do buy 1 year, even 4 years, this way your domain name won't expire. And expire means just that. If your domain name expires, it means you don't pay it every year. The domain name will be pulled from you and will be back available for anybody to buy. So you don't want it to happen. You don't want to lose your domain name. You want to keep that. So one way to have that is by having auto renew on your email, and that's pretty easy. So once you're done, hit checkout here. I hope they didn't buy it because I don't want to buy it. Okay, great. It didn't buy it yet. But before it buy it, you can confirm all your information right here as well. So pretty easy to buy a Google domain. Any questions about anything I just said? Once again, if there are any questions, just feel free to sorry, drop those in the chat box. Any questions about buying the domain name, about Google, or anything I said. If so, anytime while I'm talking, just drop those questions in the chat box below, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. Okay, so let's do a quick activity here. So I hope you all online, and I hope you already have. Even if you don't have a Google address, you don't do that. So do me a favor. Type in domains.google. Once again, domains.google, or just Google domains. And I want you to go to that screen I just showed you. I go back there, and I want you to type in your domain name that you want to buy, and let me know if that domain name is available. So once again, I want you to go back to that screen I just showed you by going to domains.google and type in your domain, and let's see if it's available. Don't show me, but uh, type yes or no if your domain name is available. And once again, I'm sure I do that. So just go to domains.google. Simply just type in the name you want. I'll type in sterling.com. And once again, it's going to show me that name is not available. But quick activity, I want you to go to domains.google, type in your domain name you want, and let's see if it's available. If it is, I will buy it. Well, let me know if it's available or not. Just type in yes or no in the comments if the domain name that you want is available. Okay, great. We have one yes here. So if it's available, you could buy it now. If not, save it in your cart and I will buy it later. But once again, you want to buy the domain name because people are always buying on domain names up. Yeah, Phil, I will buy that domain name as well. People now, they'll buy domain names and sell them back to you. So, any star athlete in high school now, they better buy their domain name quick because people are out there searching for celebrities' names and buying their domain names. So one day, Phil, well, you're already a star, but one day you can be a bigger star. So definitely buy that domain name for somebody buys it because if they get it before you do and you want to buy it from them, they're going to charge you a higher fee. So get your domain name while it's free and available. Phil says, "LOL." I'm serious though. Grab the domain name. I bought Sterling McKinley years ago when I was still in college. And one day, well, now I'm big. I'm gonna be even bigger though. So, that's the thing too. I want to say, and not joking. All jokes aside, it's about owning your digital presence. And once again, we're living in a world that is digital, that's virtual. So having a digital presence is key. And then once again, going back to my example, if you type in Sterling McKinley on Google, the first thing you see is my website. I own my digital presence. That's huge. So it's about ownership. You want to buy that before somebody else does because you're telling the world who you are. And that's so key, especially as a business, because there's so much competition out there. You don't want somebody else to be having your domain name, stealing your traffic, or stealing your name. So having your business name, your domain name owned is huge because you own that. And you know, I, I think too, having a domain name is great because that's yours. No matter if Google shuts down tomorrow, no matter if Facebook or Instagram changes their algorithm, your domain name, your website, that's you. You can take that anywhere. You can make that to anything. So owning that piece of digital real estate, I like that. Digital real estate, that's what your email is. That's what your web address is. That's what your website is. It's that digital real estate. So you have to own that because why? Because now we're in a digital world now. And if you don't own your digital identity, somebody else can take it. So make sure you buy that because it's really important both now and also in the future as we go forward. I feel like I've made a good point, so I'll give myself an applause. All right, there we go. Let's move on. All right, now, so let's talk about how to build a site with Google Domain. So, once again, there are so many ways online to build a website. There's so many places you can go. But tonight, we're going to talk about how to build a website with Google Sites. And the one thing I love about Google Sites is it's really simple and really fast, and like I said earlier, it's better to be average and okay than to have nothing. So even if you just start with a Google website and you upgrade later, it's better to have something than to have nothing. So once again, if you don't have a website and you want one today, you can get a website in 5 minutes. It's just that easy. So let's talk more about that. So the great part about Google Sites is it's free. It's no cost to you. That's amazing. It's free. So the only cost to you is you have to buy your domain name. So once you buy that $12 not per month, but for 1 year, $1 a month, you now have free hosting. That's pretty good. Next thing, multiple people can work on the website, and that's one thing I love about Google. Like Google Docs, multiple people can edit a document together, and that's huge. To having that collaboration, so that's one thing you get by having a website on Google Sites. Next thing is mobile responsive, and that's key. So right now, and the word is mobile. Desktops are great, but primarily people are going to view your business on one of these devices. So you got not three, you got 5 to 6 inches to show your business. So automatically your website is going to be mobile responsive. And that means when it's viewed on a mobile phone that it comes up right, that it's not all squished together. You don't have to zoom, pitch, and scroll, but it's going to come up. And it's going to come in a way where a customer can easily see your business, can hit a button, can call you, hit a button, get directions to your address, or find out more about your business. So having a site that is responsive is really key because you see so many sites now that aren't responsive. They're the same size on the desktop that they're on a mobile phone. So having a responsive site is going to be key for you. And the last one, there's no programming, there's no design skill needed. Google Sites is very easy. Anybody can do it. Anybody can drop and drop pictures, type your own text, your own graphics. It's really easy to set up. Now, I will say it is on the basic side, but it's still better than nothing. If you're struggling with a website, instead of wasting all your money, all your time, get started with Google Sites. It's a easy, simple, affordable way to get your website off the ground, and it's about getting started. And I'll say this, even you see my setup here. I have the nice lights and the camera and the microphone and all this stuff. Guess what? When I started out, I didn't start this way. But over time, as I got additional clients and money and revenue, I built up. I invested in a new computer and a new camera and lighting, all these things you can't even see back here. And this device here I use to control my presentation. All this stuff over time I level it up. So you don't have to have it all now. Start where you're at and then build on that. Just don't sit there and wait to say, I don't have enough money. No, 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 no. You can start where you are now and you can build and grow over time. All right. So these are two samples of Google Sites. I'm just going to show you instead of going through these slides. Let's do that. So let's go to web view right here. And once again, to get there, it's pretty easy. If you just Google Sites, you will see it come up. So let's just type it in so you can see it. Google Sites. Okay, Google Sites. You type that in, and you see it pops up here in Google. And once again, the first listing you see is Google Sites. Once again, if you have a Gmail address already, you're fine. You can just click that link, and it'll take you to Google Sites. And you can build a blank template, which is a little bit harder. Or they have pre-built templates based on different industries, and you can simply fill in those templates. So that's what we're gonna do tonight because it's a little bit easier that way. So let's show you that. So let's hit this little arrow up here that says template gallery. It drops down, and now we have a lot more templates. So let's choose one. Let's say for a restaurant. Let's click that template, and it's loading now. Let's let it load. Okay. So simply, once again, you see it. This is pretty simple, but once again, this is better than having nothing. So to get started, you would type in your restaurant name here. So let's type in restaurant. It's called Sterling. Sterling, great. That's your restaurant. Under that, you can type in a tagline. Let's see, we have soul food. Sterling soul food. Okay, great. And let's say we're gonna make that bigger. Once again, you see the bar right here. We can just highlight our text, hit that number sign. Let's make it 14, bold, italics, and that easy. We have our homepage. Now, let's do Sterling Cafe. Okay, there we go. So just that easy. And you scroll down here, we got a picture right here of a bowl of soup. Let's say we want to change that right here. We simply go to images, hit select, and this is cool if you already have Google Photos. Um, let's do a Google search. Let's do a search for soul food. And this is cool too because Google is only going to show you images that are royalty free. So these are from Google search. So this looks good. I'm getting hungry. So it's been a long day. I've eaten all day. So this is actually very bad to be doing right now. But let's use this first picture right here. Click insert. Yep, it didn't work. Let's try this again. We want to replace this image. Um, hold on. Let's see. How do we replace this? Um, is it replace? Let's do upload. Let's try this again. But even with this, you see, it's pretty simple to make these changes. Doesn't take much work at all. Let's try it again. Let's type in soul food. So I really recommend setting up your account, um, and just really just playing around with it. It's really easy to do. Let's choose this one again. Click insert, and just that easy. So now we got some catfish, some corn, macaroni and cheese, and some cornbread. Looks good to me. So now we have a homepage, our website. You come down here, you can type in more about your business. So once again, you can tell viewers about your establishment in a few sentences. So you can type in, what you specialize in right here. Um, Down here, you can put in any coverage you have, quotes, testimonials from customers. And you also have other pages. So simply, you can click these links and edit that. So your contact page right here. And they already have contact form. Just put in your email address, put in your phone number, put in your hours, location. You can put in your location right here. So let's just make up an address. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, West P Street. Let's try that. Okay, and then hit select. And now what will happen if somebody comes to our website, they can now see where we're located. And they can now hit directions and they can come to our website. So be sure to fill all that out. Reservations. Yeah, if you want to, you can connect this link to anything. It's a link. So this link can be to Yelp. It can be to anywhere, depending on what you want to do. Um, Also, more pages is chef. And this is about the chef. So it has pictures and text about the chef. So let's change this picture. Let's use one of me. Select image. And see what I mean. Okay, let's use one of these. This image right here. So let's say that's me. Now I'm the chef. You can type some more about it under there, whatever you want. You can have more pictures and more text on here. Some people click the text and type if you want, or just highlight it. You can change the font size and also the font type as well to whatever you want. Really simple, really easy to do. The same thing with that. Just go through and customize that. Once you're done, once again, pretty simple. Um, if you want to add a page, let's see, you go to pages and just hit this plus sign. You can't see it. I'm covering it up. Let me move my camera. Hold on one second. Oh, you can't see it, but under here, there's this plus sign. You hit that plus sign, and you enter a new page. So let's say we're all done now of our website. Simple, but it's good enough. Let's now let's publish the website, and it's pretty easy. So literally, in 5 minutes, I'm in a basic website. Hit publish, appear at the top, and I don't have a domain name now, so Google's going to use this domain name. This made up just for now. Click publish, and just that easy and just that fast, you now have a website. So let's view this website online now. Hold on one second. Let me try this again. View publish site. There we go. So just that easy, I have a site. Basic, yes, but it's better than having nothing. And now I can have customers come to this site. They can click on this map. They can see where I'm located. This is really, really nice to have. And there's also a list to go to your mobile phone. They can find out how to call me. They can find out how to get the store hours. Also, they can view more about me or go to the menu page and find out more about what we have. So once again, Google Sites is a easy, simple, affordable way to get your website ready to go in minutes. So we have about 15 minutes left. Are there any questions about anything I said? If so, drop those questions in the chat box below, and I'll answer your questions. So this was homework, but we have a little bit of time left. So if you have time, do this. I want you to build a website in 3 minutes, which sounds crazy. So do that. Step one. Like I showed you here, visit site.google.com. Click on start a new website, select the template, type in the name of your site, maybe add a picture and photo, and you can publish it. That easy. So let's take 3 minutes and let's pause and do that. And while you're doing that, I'll show you again how easy it is to set up a site on Google Sites. Once again, pretty easy. Visit sites.google.com. Click on Start New Site. Pick a template. Fill your information out. Hit Publish, and your site's ready to go. And I'll show you that again on my end. Let's do it together. So let's start out a new website. Let's see. This time, what we're going to do? We want to have a let's have school. Let's click on that. And once again, open up. Once again, simple, RTP built. We'll just type in our name here. I want to click on any picture. Once again, click on this text. We can type in any text we want to have. It'll just come out like that. We click on any of these placeholder pictures, and we can upload a picture from our computer or from online. Let's choose one of these. Hit insert, and there's a picture. Okay. Then once again, we have the schedule and newsletter. We won't do those now, but simply all done. Hit publish. So once again, it's just that easy to have a site on Google Domains. So I think it's only been about 2 minutes so far. But has anybody taken time to create a site on Google Domains? Or first, let me back up. Let me ask you this: who here has a website and who doesn't? That's the first place to start because if you don't have a website, this is the way to go. So, once again, in the chat box below, let me know if you have a site or you don't have a website. And if you have a website, type in your website address in the chat box below. And if you want, I can pull up your website and quickly do a quick kind of audit and let you know how you should edit your website. So if you have a address, tell me yes or no. If you don't have a website, of course say no. But if you do, type in your URL and I'll do a quick review of your website. Okay, somebody says no, not yet. Yeah, well, once again, don't wait. Because the longer you wait, the more potential customers you're missing out on. So you want to make money. We all do. We all want to make money for our business. It's not all about money, but money pays the bills. We need money, and having a website is a way you can get more customers and make more money. So I would encourage you, if you don't have a website, to buy the domain name. And just to get started, select a site on Google Domains is a Google Sites is a great way to go. Who else has a website and who doesn't? If you have a website, type yes. If you don't have one, type no. Got about 10 minutes left. Once again, any questions or comments, type those below, and I'll be sure to answer those. So let's get back to the slides. So once again, I hope you set up your website. If you didn't, once again, take it as homework. You can go to Google sites.google and set up your free website that way. Okay, so moving on to the last topic, setting up email for your business. Now, the great thing is if you have a domain through Google Domains, it's pretty easy to set it up. So all you would do is go to your dashboard. You would click on email, and you would click add an email address. That easy. And you would type in your email address you want, and now you can send email through Gmail of the services having that. But the first step in having that business email is to set up your domain name. That way, you can then still have your domain name. You can have sterlingbakery.com, but now it can be sterling at sterlingbakery.com. And once again, that's so much more professional. You'll get so much a better response from having that. So having a business email is pretty simple. Once you buy your domain name, it's simple to go into whatever program you're using, whether it's GoDaddy or whether it's Google, to create a business name, business email for that account. And once again, having that business name is important because now that can be used on social media, that can be used on your email, that can be in your business card, your flyers. So take that email and put it everywhere. So have your business name, and under that have your business email address or your business URL. That's very important. So once again, once you get that, share it, put it on everything, put it out there. Let people know that you're professional and that they can contact you easily for service. So let's recap tonight. We talked about a few things. Let's roll back and talk about all those. So first, it talks about what is a domain, and the domain name is the address of a website. It's what comes after the www dot. So sterlingmckinley.com. That's the domain name. Once again, tips on choosing a domain name. First, keep it simple. Only 2 to 3 words. Use keywords. So if you're a bakery, have bakery in your domain name. If you're a salon, have salon in your domain name. Um, Once again, if your domain name is not available, Google Domains will get creative and show you some options. But if not, you can still use a different domain name. Get creative. You can change. You can put the, before. You can use a .com, you can use a .net or any extension. Also, you want to register your domain name. And the place to do that is Google Domains. Why? Because it's Google. It's simple, it's direct, and you're only going to pay $12 per month. Next, if you don't have a website, build a website. It's very important. And now you connect your domain name to your website. Once again, Google Sites is great, especially if you don't have a website. If you're starting out, is a great way to get online immediately and have a website. So once again, you can do that by simply going to Google Sites. And also having a professional email address is so important. So once again, you don't want sterling.mckinley@gmail.com. That's my personal name. For my business, you can email me at s@sterlingmckinley.com. That's a little different. But once again, my personal email address is not my business email address. I'm sorry, is s@sterlingmckinley.com. You want to be very clear about that. Once again, thank you for joining us tonight. Before I leave, give you a few tips. Once again, if you want to learn more about all the tools and free services that Google offers, they have an entire website devoted to this. An entire website that's giving you more training and resources. Simply visit google.com/grow. Once again, if you want to learn more about this, visit google.com/grow. Also, if you want a list of upcoming events, the best place to go is the U.S. Black Chambers. And once again, I love working with the U.S. Black Chambers. Why? Because they're all about empowering Black business owners. So, if you need information on financing, on access to capital, on marketing, on sales, anything, the place to go is the usblackchambers.org. You can sign up for this webinar and also other webinars. Also, if you came in late, if you missed something, if I talk too fast, all these webinars, trainings are watched on demand. They're all being recorded. So wherever you are, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, on LinkedIn, guess what? You have a list, a playlist. You can view past webinars to learn more about what I said, or you can stop, you can pause, you can look at this webinar and break down what I said. So once again, there's various ways you get more information. One, by visiting Google, going to usblackchambers.org, and also going back to the U.S. Chambers YouTube page, Facebook page, and LinkedIn page, and viewing past webinars. So once again, thank you. If there's no further questions, we'll end tonight's training, and we'll be back here again on next Thursday at 6 p.m. talking more about the ways that you can use Google's tools, products, and services to make more money. And that's what it's all about. It's all about making more money. And once again, we're living in a time now where it's all about visibility. So the more eyeballs you can have in your business, the more money you can make, the more potential customers you're going to reach. And the days of the phone book are gone. People are turning to Google to find your business, to type in your domain name. They're typing in your company name, typing in your name to find you. And the question is now is when they type in that, what are they going to see? Are they going to see your website, or are they going to see no website, or your competitor's website? You want them to see your website. You want to dominate the first page of Google for your name, for your business, for your terms. And one way to do that is by having a website and by having a professional domain name. And that is so key in standing out. So once again, if there's enough questions, I'll start preaching. Thank you for your time. Have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye.